cousins, it's Amber aka Hair Mary, and welcome back to my channel. So this video is gonna be a little bit different. I decided that I wanted to do like reaction videos to certain things that I watch, not necessarily because I feel like my reaction is any different than anybody else's, but just because I feel like a lot of the stuff that I watch opens good. That's Dubby. Anyway, I just feel like a lot of stuff that I watch opens up a good dialogue for things that I feel like is good discussion amongst the black community, or just, you know, young adults in general. So recently, or not really recently because I've been watching it since season 1, but there is a web series that I am so into, and it's on YouTube. So if you're watching this video, you're already in the right place. You like watching YouTube videos, this is perfect for you. I don't know if y'all are like YouTube web series type of people, but trust me, this web series is dope. So the series is called Tough Love Series, and it follows a group of African American young black people in relationships, you know, dating life, dating world, and their professional world, etc., etc. So I'm gonna stop this and do a disclaimer right now that if you're the type of person who doesn't really like spoilers, or if you hear a spoiler you don't want to watch the episode or the TV show or anything like that, you need to pause this video right now. I have a link in the description box below where you can go watch the entire series. I've linked their channel below, or if you just need to catch up on the latest episode, you can watch that as well. Because if you're somebody who just like, oh, you just spoiled it for me, this video is gonna drive you crazy because it is a reaction video. So I can't necessarily give you guys my reaction without telling the, you know, storyline to it. I'm not gonna tell the entire series because I do want you guys to watch it. I feel like this series is one of the best TV series, period. Not even just on YouTube. I just think it is very well done and it sparks a lot of conversation. If you're somebody who doesn't really care and you're gonna watch it anyway, stay tuned and then come back to this video. Like, watch the series, come back, because I'm gonna be doing like weekly or bi-weekly reactions to it because I think it opens up a good dialogue, and I just want to put as many people on this series. I feel like it's really slept on, and I want to put as many people on this series as possible. Support black series. We always say we don't have a lot of positive black images, a lot of opportunities for black people out there, and it just all starts with us supporting it. So go support this series. Even if a web series isn't necessarily your thing, go support it because we need more of this. Like I said, it follows a group of 6 friends, and you know, some of them are dating, or all of them are dating. Some of them are serious, some of them are kind of like, you know, playing the field, some of them are dogs, you know, like whatever place you are in your life in the dating area, they have a character that you can absolutely relate to. Either, oh, I used to be that person, I'm that person now, or whatever. So and it's so funny because for whatever female like characteristic, one of the friends is the male counterpart, and they don't even necessarily realize it. So let's jump into episode 2. And again, you may not understand all of it. I'm gonna give you a little bit of the spoilers, but go watch the episode so y'all can come back and discuss this with me. So basically in season 1, there is this committed couple, and they have been dating since college. And when they first started dating, like, she was a virgin, and he just was kind of like, not kind of like, he was like playing the field. Like, we didn't get to see this, but it was just kind of told throughout the series. But long story short, they ended up, you know, being in a relationship. She ended up losing her virginity to him, and they stayed together. And them as well as a group of like 2 other girls and 2 other guys, or 2 other guys, all live in New York, and they're all really good friends. Like, the girl, they're her 2 best friends, and the guy, they're his 2 best friends. Basically what's happening is the girl and the guy who are in a committed relationship, they have a concierge business, and they have it together, so it's a joint business. And as of recently, their business, and again, the lighting, so if I have to like fix my lighting throughout this video, that's why. But they're getting to a point right now where people with Uber and everything just, you know, taking off, their business really is hurting. So they have come to the conclusion that if they can't get their business to do better in the next like 6 to 8 months, they're gonna have to move to Atlanta because they just can't afford to live in New York anymore. So around the same time, there was an opportunity that they found out about where they basically sit down and they talk to this relationship psychologist, therapist, or whatever, and it's filmed. And basically, if they make it through the whole study, they'll get paid $5,000 for their completion. And it's not like each of them will get paid $5,000. It's like the group of them will get paid $5,000. So here's the catch. Like, the girls don't know that the guys are doing it, and the guys don't know that the girls are doing it. And so one thing from the very jump about Quincy rubbed me the wrong way from the very beginning, because I could just already tell that Quincy had like this masculinity complex. Like, every time he talked about Alicia, which is his girlfriend, he was just basically like, he like prided himself on the fact that she was a virgin when they dated, and she hasn't slept with anybody but him. And it's cool, you know, to be proud of the fact that your girl have morals. But y'all just, if you watch it, you know what I'm talking about. Like, he just, that was what he rested his head on. And it's just like, at the same time, making it no secret that you ain't no, like, you ain't no pig. Like, I know it's like this big misconception that women don't mind if their men used to be hoes, and that's absolutely not true. Yes, in social standards, it's more socially acceptable for a man to have slept with a lot of women in his past or before he, you know, gets married or whatever. But somewhere along the lines, people got it twisted that women don't care. Like, we care. Like, nobody wants to date a hoe, male or female. I don't care what nobody says. Nobody wants to date a hoe. It's just that women tend to be more forgiving of a past than a man is. So when it came down time to like them be trying to find like what extra ways to make money, extra ways to save the business, he kept like coming to her like, no, Alicia, I'm the man, you know, let me do this, you just, you know, don't do nothing because I'm the man, let me take care of us. And it's like, yeah, that's cool. However, listen, I ain't never been the one that's been like, if your man want to take care of you, you still need to be. Listen, if a time comes when babe gets rich and he like, look, baby, you ain't got to do nothing but make these YouTube videos, I got you, we covered, I'm going to say, yes, daddy, all right. Like, that's just what it is. But at the same time, if we're struggling, if you can't take care of me and it's a way that I can help us both, do not let your ego get in the way of that. And that's what he was doing. It was not like a, oh, I'm taking care of us, why are you doing this? I've got you, I'm good. It's my ego won't let me get help from a woman because my ego is that fragile. So from the very beginning, like, he just rubbed me the wrong way. Like, he just had like fuckboy mentalities. Debbie, girl. He was just real suspect, like, to me. Not necessarily suspect as gay, but he was just suspect as in, you got fuckboy mentalities. And like, this is not even talking about the other of his friends, like, that was like openly fuckboys. Like, we ain't even gonna get on them this episode because I just don't have the time in this video. He was like a closet fuckboy from the very beginning, and I'm just like, see, you doing too much. Over the course of them going through this like study, again, the girls don't know that the guys are doing it. Like, the girls' two best friends participate in it in support of her, and the other guys' two best friends participated in support of him, and they're gonna split the $5,000, but they end up saying, we're just gonna give it all to them so they can stay here. So over the course of this little study, more and more things started coming out, whereas at the very beginning, everybody was trying to be like, cool, play it cool. The two people in the relationship was like, oh, we ain't got no problems, our relationship perfect, we love each other, blah, blah, blah. The other two people who I just don't have time, but I promise you their storyline is just as juicy, because baby, I can create a whole series on Jordan. Like, Jordan, girl. But over the course of it, you know, little stuff started revealing, like, Alicia opened up that it really did bother her, like, how much he basically was sleeping with other women, but he was hiding behind the fact that they weren't like officially together. So it took him forever. Like, he played one of them basically like situationships with her for years. Like, they were together, she had given this man her virginity, but he was still content with sleeping with everybody on campus, and he didn't want to call her his girlfriend. And that's one of them things I feel like women, especially if it's our first, we will let go of so much because we truly believe like are first. You like, it's just a fairy tale for the first person that you sleep with not to be a fuckboy, basically. And in so many cases it is, and that's why, you know, well, that's another subject for another day. We just have to stop making these soul ties with people. But so long story short, they broke up for a little while in college, and she ended up sleeping with this guy that he absolutely hated. Like, they didn't even really never say like why he hated him. It just was a situation where, you know, I hate this guy, blah 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 blah. And she ends up sleeping with this guy because he always had a crush on her. Now when they get back together, of course, you take it to the grave. Like, you take it to the grave. If anything happened while we weren't together, you take it to the grave, because it ain't got nothing to do with you. Unless like you was like really like a hoe and you admitting it, you ain't taking it back because you did the shit. Like, unless you really like slept with their brother, their cousin, like just somebody you dated, like it really don't matter what we did while we were broken up. And all that to say, at the same time, like, if y'all in that weird space where y'all broken up, but you don't even know if y'all gonna get back together, like, why you moving so fast? Like, people have to take a breather. But I'm telling y'all, this whole series just so much that I could touch on, but like, you need to take a breather before you hop with somebody else. Like, take some time to heal yourself. And so many times, like, men and women, like, you just wanted to move on, you just wanted to be over the situation, you're wanting a distraction, you do things out of impulsion that you live to regret, basically. And that's what she did. She slept with this guy just because she was hurt over Quincy, and the guy liked her. He really was a good guy. Like, that he showed back up at the end, you know, in the middle of the season or whatever, and he was doing well for himself. So it wasn't like she just slept with some stick in the mud or whatever. But at the same time, like, you were being impulsive, and people need to take time to heal before they do something, because it may end up being you do something that you regret. And again, if y'all do not like spoilers, pause this video and go watch season 1. Pause it, go watch season 1. I'm giving you time right now. Pause me. Alright, because here's the spoiler. Basically, Quincy finds out that she slept with somebody else and that she was not a virgin, or he was not the only person that, she was a virgin when they slept together, but he was not the only person that she had ever slept with in her life, basically. And it's just like, first of all, so, like, I know, so, like, I'm just, so, like, she's definitely not the only person you slept with. She's definitely not the only person you slept with while you were actively talking to her. And I just don't, and it was why y'all weren't talking. Like, you were sleeping with girls while you were talking with her. Like, and it's so funny. I am not one of those people to get into heated debates, but baby, I'll be getting into some debates under this video. So y'all may be watching these series and y'all scroll through comments and y'all see me up in there giving somebody the business, because I don't understand people's train of thought when it comes to these. So there's the spoiler. He finds out throughout the season. You know he gonna find out, and he breaks up with her. Like, y'all. And this is basically what I wanted to talk about in this video, because it's just like, the male ego is the most fragile thing I've ever come across in my life. Like, a man can do something to you or do the exact same thing to you, but when it turns around on him, it is World War III. Like, he cannot get over it. Once you fracture a man's ego, it's pretty much done. He's always gonna hold it over your head. He's never gonna fully forgive you. He's always gonna have that as a plan B. And men love to say that women don't forget things. No, women don't forget things, and it's because we let you know we don't forget things. The only difference between a man and a woman's memory is that a woman's gonna let you know that she remembers. A man is gonna hold on to that in the back of his mind and grind over it and sulk over it and think about it and do things in spite because of it, and you just never know how long he's holding on to things. Or it's just gonna completely fracture his ego so bad that he can't even move past it. Season 2 basically opens with the fact that they're still broken up and they no longer live together because they were living together, and they're having to like fight over their business because he can't even be her business partner at this point. Like, that's how bitch made this boy is acting. And this has nothing to do with the actor. Like, oh my God, if the actor ever watches this, nothing to do with you, but you played this role to a T, because baby, every time I see this, I be like, you acting like a little bitch. So it brings me to this last episode where basically they couldn't complete the like study because it all blew up in their face. Halfway through the study, you know, they watched the tapes of everybody so far and they find out that you know, the other group of friends was in it and they just never came back. Like, but they get called back by like a bigger like network and like, you know, you guys' story intrigued us so much. You're the only group of people who did not finish the case study. We actually want to offer you double the money. So instead of like one round of $5,000 y'all split, we're gonna offer every last one of y'all $5,000 each to complete and go through this study. And of course, like, they run into each other during the offer. And again, like, even in this scene, like, Quincy sees Alicia and he just like breaks off running down the stairs like a little bitch. And I'm just like, boy, what is wrong with you? Like, really? Like, really? Alicia, you need to just move on, girl, because he's not it. Like, I get that you love him, but he was doing so much. I was just like, that's unattractive. He just goes through this long spiel where he's just like, you really still think that it's because you slept with somebody else, isn't it, Alicia? And I'm just like,
yes, that's exactly what it is, Alicia. Don't let him tell you nothing different. Yes, it's the fact that somebody else's penis entered your vagina.
Like, that's exactly what it is, Alicia. Whatever comes out his mouth next is just smoke and mirrors. He goes again. He goes, it's not about that. It's the fact that you did it and you lied to me about it for all these years. And yes, that plays a big part because somebody technically has been lying to you by omission for all these years. However, y'all can't pay me to think that this man is that mad over that. I mean, yes, you're upset about that, but no, he's more mad at the fact this girl slept with somebody else, and on top of that, she slept with the guy that he could not stand in college, which, yes, that was a low blow. Like, that was a huge point of argument under the comment section of this video. It was the fact that she slept, I think his name was Russell. She slept with Russell of all people. And it's like, yes, women can be very vindictive. We can. Was she working out of a point of vindictive? Maybe, but at the same time, it's just like, and Alicia made a good point, and all the men, well, not all the men, but a lot of the men in the comments, I could tell somebody hurt them. Like, the ones you want to ask who hurt you, were commenting basically, you know, on his side, and they weren't understanding her point. But Alicia made the point that I'm trying to make right now, and she was just like, you mean to tell me that you've slept with more women than you can count on both hands? You don't know how many women you slept with. In fact, side note, he done slept with at least 3 women in the months that they done been broke up. Like, they ain't even been broke up 6 months, and he done slept with like 3 women. Sleep with him, kick him out, don't even spend the night. Like, you already like cycling through. She ain't slept with nobody. That just tells you what kind of character this man has. She's like, you mean to tell me you slept with more women than you can count? You slept with women on my dorm room floor in college. Like, I had to see these women every day, and I've forgiven you time and time again, which lets us know, and people are forgetting this. Like, people are looking at it like Alicia cheated on him. She didn't cheat on him. And people are looking at it like he didn't cheat on her. He cheated on her. I don't care if she was not called his girlfriend. They had this little, that's the problem with situationships. She was like, I've forgiven you time and time again, and you cannot forgive me for this one thing. I've been in this situation before. Like, I have been in a similar situation where, and neither one of the situations, like on my situation or his situation, neither one of us had actually slept with somebody, but it was just like in college, it was just like petty, like outside the relationship, disrespectful things were going on. So, and exactly what happened in this situation, like, his ego could not get over it. So basically, long story short, in my situation, we were dating, and not very early, but in the like earlier part of our relationship, like, we were like just playing in his phone, like, together, like, 'cause I'm never the type to go through somebody's phone. That's just never been me. But we were like playing through his phone together, like going through old pictures and like seeing like pictures of us and things like that, because we had been dating for a while at that point. And we just happened to scroll too far and we see a girl in her drawers in his phone, like clearly during the time that we were talking, because the next pictures after that was like still pictures of like us or whatever. So of course I was mad, but at the same time, I mean, I was mad for whatever amount of time, but he really didn't ever like give me no reason to believe that he slept with the girl. Just, you know how men are, like men just don't know how to be respectful or whatever. He may have slept with a girl, it's so long ago I don't even care. But you know, eventually like I forgave him for that and we moved on. So maybe like a year later, like a year goes by, and for some, again, I'm never the type to go through somebody's phone. However, people are always like, I don't know why, like men love to go through my phone. It's just like, what about me makes you feel like you need to go through my phone? I don't go nowhere, I don't do nothing, I don't really hang, I don't go to the club. Like, why you got to go through my phone? Anyway, he goes through my phone like while I'm in the shower one day, like he was hanging out before I went to work. And he, I guess he went through my phone while I was in the shower. Like he walks me to my car, everything's fine. I go to work, I text him while I'm at work, like, do you want to hang tonight? Nothing. I text him when I get off work, nothing. And then by the time I get home and I'm like, I'm hanging at work, all of a sudden he comes over and he's like, I can't date you anymore. I'm like, what? Like everything was fine like 8 hours ago. And he was like, I went through your phone. Or after like me having to basically like pull an Alicia, like he says like we can't date anymore, he walks away. I pull like an Alicia and I like chase him to his car and I'm like, well, what's going on? Like this is very weird, because he damn near had like tears in his eyes. And he was like, I went through your phone. He, like, this is how like crazy it was. I guess he had went through my phone and went so far as to like screenshot it and send like the screenshots to his own phone so he could like continue to look at them and like basically continue to torture himself or continue to like be mad or whatever. I don't know. But he showed me some text messages that I had sent to one of my exes, like, and I'm really not friends like with 97% of my exes, because it's like, why? It's just like after we date, I really don't see much of a reason for us to be friends, because we're not friends though. Like, we're not friends though. But anyway, it was just this one particular ex that we've always been friends, like even after we started dating. I mean, even after we stopped dating, and we just always were the type to just be like, I love you or whatever. So he texts me just like checking on me, like we do that from time to time, just hey, just making sure everything's fine, you know, how's everything, blah blah blah. And at the end of the conversation, like we always just like, oh, I love you, you know, talk to you in another 6 months or a year or whatever. Like it wasn't even like a, oh, I'm in love with you type thing. It was just like a, you know, I love you basically. And I understand why like you would be upset with your girlfriend telling somebody else that she loves them. I totally got that, but it was just like, I think we're blowing this a little bit out of proportion. Like, and I think to seem to remember like there was a whole naked ass girl in your phone and I forgave you for it. I just couldn't wrap my mind around how he could not, like, and when I brought that up, like how he could not relate the two and how what I did was so wrong. Like, yes, men are love to say like, oh, but when women do emotional, it's so much worse than not really caring about the person. I don't give a damn. Do you hear me? Like, you did something, I did something, that was your gimme, this was my gimme. I get why you're mad, you got why I was mad, let's move on. Like, if there's never any forgiving in like situations, then you're, because there are gonna be things that you're gonna have to forgive somebody for all the time. You're gonna be like, just have to come to grips in a relationship that you're gonna be forgiving somebody all the time. You're gonna be forgiving and you're gonna be asking for forgiveness all the time, because you're learning somebody. Like, even if it's little small things, like you're gonna be forgiving somebody all the time, because not even necessarily they're doing something to hurt you. It's just that you have to learn this person's personality. You don't know what that person thinks is disrespectful. You don't know what hurts that person's feelings. You don't know, like, as y'all learn each other, like, you're always gonna be asking for forgiveness. You may say something out of anger. You may do something out of spite. Hopefully you're not doing something so bad that it's, you know, unforgivable, like not that far by forgiving all the time. I don't mean you constantly forgiving somebody for cheating on you, because That's just not me. But I mean, like, you're gonna be forgiving somebody, you know, just for little things all the time. And I just could not wrap my mind around, like, I just felt like men put women on this pedestal where they have to be perfect, but men are expected to be accepted for works in progress. And I don't understand. And that's how I feel like Quincy is doing Alicia. And again, I got into this big debate underneath this video because this guy, like, he was just mad under this video. Like, he was mad, y'all. Like, oh, Alicia once a hoe, always a hoe. And I'm like, that make her a hoe? But Quincy literally sleeping with the whole goddamn Hillman dorm don't make him a hoe. Like, but cause she slept with somebody while they weren't together. One time she done slept with 2 dudes in like the 25, 26 years she been alive, however old Alicia is, she's a hoe. Oh, okay, like, tell me how these double standards work. Like, he was putting her on this unrealistic expectations of perfection, and she lied to you once out of like all the time y'all have been together. Yes, it was a big lie. Yes, she did that. She stretched that one lie for years and years and years. However, how many times have you lied to this girl? Like, how many times have you lied to this girl and you can't get over it? And his whole was like, oh, we worked past it and we're moving on. We had an open, honest relationship after that. But you did it in the beginning. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do episode reactions. Also, I'm gonna bring Tej on and we're gonna do like the male perspective because it's so funny. We watched the first season together and his perspective on this as a man, because you know they all ain't shit. His perspective on this is totally different from mine a lot of times, and his perspective on a lot of things are totally different from mine when it comes to like relationship things, which is so funny because, you know, we're in a relationship. Our thought processes, sometimes I'll be like, what is wrong with you? Like, so I'm gonna bring him in on some stuff like that as well, not just this series or whatever. But I want you guys to go watch the series and comment below like what your thoughts on this last episode was. And I also want you guys to comment on, you know, what do you feel like? Do you feel like there's a double standard there as far as like men and their shortcomings and women and their shortcomings? So basically, if you've watched the episode, whose side are you on? Are you on Quincy's side or Alicia's side? Do you agree with Quincy that because she kept it from him for so long, it's unforgivable? Are you on Alicia's side where it's like, I forgave you for all these things, you can't forgive me for this one thing? I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm on Alicia's side. Tell me whose side you're on in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.